Is Cooper worth a first-round pick?
Yes. Yes, he is, for a multitude of reasons. Number one, for the reasons that Dan Graziano pointed out.
Oh, with an accent, Graziano.
Yeah,
I like it. Italiano.
Rolled it off the tongue. You understand? I mean, Graziano. Here's the deal. He said it best. Whoever they're going to get in the draft, Amari Cooper is likely better than. I don't think he's a bust. He had 2,000-yard seasons. I think we're finding out that Derek Carr is the one questionable commodity on the Oakland Raiders more so than Amari Cooper. That's number one. Number two, I think the system, the schemes, and the culture that John Gruden has built has been it's put folks off. So I think that Amari Cooper has wanted to leave since John Gruden arrived. That's number two. Number three. Who you got if you're the Cowboys? Cole Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 33 receptions. Your next leading receiver's got 13 catches on the season. Okay? So when you look at it from that perspective, what Amari Cooper brings to the table, I'm going to tell you the bad part, the one bad part about Amari Cooper arriving. Are y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
It puts even more pressure on Dak Prescott. Because Jerry Jones was talking about Dak Prescott. Listen, Ryan, because you just did excellent analysis on Get Up prior to this show, and, you're phenomenal at breaking down those plays and what's happening on the board there. Appreciate you young whippersnapper. Here's the deal. I watched this guy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm watching the Redskins this past weekend. It wasn't just 8 men in the box sometimes. Sometimes they put 10 up in there. They basically said, Dak Prescott, we ain't worried about you. Who are you? You ain't nothing. This is what they're saying to Dak Prescott. I'm not saying that. That's what the Redskins were saying. So to me,
Dak Prescott
Amari Cooper's arrival has put the spotlight on Dak Prescott more so than Amari Cooper.
Listen, I agree with that, but I believe in Dak. I think he's solid.
So
I don't think he's great, but I think he's solid.
So do I.
Look, this was a bad idea to trade a first-round pick. I understand why Jerry Jones did it, because he's not a good GM. But he does recognize that, and he's essentially the GM. He does recognize that the NFC East is up for grabs. The Dallas Cowboys, their offensive line is still solid, not what it once was, but still solid. They have a great running back. They have a good quarterback. They have some okay receivers, but they just don't have a number one receiver. And their defense is coming along. So they look around and go, this is a high-leverage moment for us. This can be a high-leverage play for us because Amari Cooper is big, strong, fast, runs routes well, can catch the ball. He's the best available lead wideout. He's better than Dez Bryant has been for years. Okay. So I get you want to go get this guy, but a first-round pick? Like there's an old expression, a fool and his money are soon parting. But in this case, a fool and his first-round pick are soon parting. A first-round pick? What's Patrick Peterson going to go for now? A zero-round pick? Like, what is there something above a first-round pick?
He got to go for two.
Yeah.
Patrick Peterson sitting there going, damn, I wanted to get traded. Who's going to afford me now? And you're going to have to, Amari Cooper, not only do you trade the first-round pick for him, you're going to have to pay him. He's coming up to get paid. So I understand the logic in it, but the Dallas Cowboys clearly overpaid here.
Well, so the Dallas Cowboys have done this before with Joey Galloway and with Roy Williams. And I think it was the smart thing, and I don't mind the first-round compensation because you're talking about a guy who's 24 years old. It's not like he's up in age. He's going to make $411,000 this year. But this is a decision that tells about how much money can we waste in the future. Because you're talking about the pressure on Dak Prescott. It's an evaluation process. Wow. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, if I'm the Jones family, I want to see what you can do with a receiver we think is a number one, with the receiver who won the Biletnikoff with over 17,000 yards coming out of college. He's had a 1,500-yard NFL season. This is a guy we know has all the tools to be an elite number one. You can't evaluate Dak Prescott with Cole Beasley being the number one, with Michael Gallup, a guy you're waiting to come along as a third-round pick. And on the other end of that, you're still in a position in the NFC East where you have a chance to win it for all the reasons you said, Max. So if you can go out and make a trade, or if you can go out and acquire a person in a position of need that actually has the talent to help, you have to do it because you also don't want to waste money on Dak.
Well, let's be very, very clear. You brought up the $411,000. Whatever you have to pay Amari Cooper, it ain't going to be that damn much. Not with the last 2 years being questionable for him. Even if he shows up and produces for the Dallas
Cowboys. $10 million a year?
Well, let me explain. He's going to cost them probably about $13 million. Possibly that's what he
That's right. That was reported 13.
That's what he kind of it was reported 13. But what I'm saying to you is that if they decide to re-up him, take care of him, what have you, he doesn't have the strongest degree of leverage because of the baggage he came from Oakland to Dallas.
Remember, there's also going to be a fifth-year option on it.
A fifth-year option, number 2. And number 3, you're the Dallas Cowboys. It's not just about Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, who you can start the process of long-term deals with. You got DeMarcus Lawrence that you got to take care of. You're looking to take care of cornerback Byron Jones. So you got all of that going on right now. All I'm saying to you is, the Dallas Cowboys acquiring Amari Cooper, it serves a multitude of purposes that are beneficial to them, and that's why I like
if
the
the
move.
Dallas Cowboys were knocking on the Super Bowl door right now, I'd say, okay, even a first-round pick, you got to push your chips into the middle of the table. This is not that situation. They could win the NFC East. They ain't winning no Super Bowl this year.
The other part of
they
it
picked
is
up an expensive receiver.
It's not to say that you can get this level of talent, a guy who's proven he can do it in the NFL with that first-round pick as well.
Now I feel like I know what John Gruden's doing, and that's just worrying about the future.
Because, by the way,
it's just
because he got 10 years.
Stephen A. is right. They've
Rebuilding.
evaluated Derek Carr using Amari Cooper.